All right, so AI. It's everywhere right now, isn't it? Every time you turn around, there's a new headline about AI doing something incredible. And honestly,
Yeah,
some of it really exciting stuff.
it really is.
And that's exactly what we're diving into today.
Yeah.
Is all this AI hype actually going to revolutionize how we build for the web? Or is it, just pipe?
Yeah.
So we found this super interesting story. A developer used AI tools, like the ones everyone's talking about, to build most of a landing page.
Sure.
And get that they said they got it almost completely done in about an hour and a half.
Wow. An hour and a half? That's crazy.
Wild, right? We're going to break down how that even happened and what it might mean for, well, for all of us.
Yeah, I'm curious.
So, in this story, this developer claims they got like 80% of this landing page done in just 90 minutes using AI tools. 90 minutes. I mean, seriously, that's less time than it takes to watch most movies.
Right.
Have you had a chance to mess around with any of these new AI front-end tools? I feel like it can barely keep up.
I have. I've been playing around with them. There's definitely a learning curve, but I'm starting to see how they could be really powerful. It's interesting because, when you said 80% of landing page in 90 minutes, it makes you think, well, what does 80% done actually mean for a front-end project?
Wait, it's not like it's just some text on a page, right?
No. This developer was using Next.js, TypeScript, Tailwind, the whole 9 yards. They even had image carousels, animations, the things that usually take a bunch of time to build from scratch.
It really makes you wonder if this is the future. Imagine how much faster we could build things. No more late nights trying to meet deadlines. And maybe, just maybe, we'd finally have time to actually fix that messy code that's been haunting our dreams.
Oh, yeah, the dream. And think about all the tedious, repetitive work that takes up so much of our time. I mean, who actually enjoys writing boilerplate code over and over again? Or fiddling with CSS for hours just to get the layout perfect? If AI could take care of some of that, we could really focus on the more creative and challenging parts of front-end development.
Yeah, totally. But, this developer was also realistic. They talked about how it's not always sunshine and rainbows, especially when you're working on these huge, complex projects, big companies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got legacy code to deal with, right?
Oh, absolutely. And that stuff can be a nightmare.
It's like, you know, that old code that's still running things, but it's kind of scary to even touch, let alone update.
Right. And then on top of that, you have to figure out how to integrate new features and tools without breaking everything else. It's a balancing act for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And then there's component libraries, right? It's like trying to fit puzzle pieces from different sets together. Sometimes they work, sometimes not so much.
Oh, tell me about it. And then there's the dreaded tech debt.
Ugh, tech debt. Everyone's got it. It's like that junk drawer we all have in our kitchens. Like,
Yeah.
a little bit here, a little bit there. You keep telling yourself you'll deal with it later. But then it just keeps piling up. And suddenly you can't even remember what's in there.
And that's the thing. These challenges exist for a reason. It's not like developers at these big companies are just worse at their jobs or something.
No, totally.
They're working on these massive systems, often with millions of users, handling really important data. And these systems have often been built up over many years by tons of different developers, each with their own styles and ways of doing things.
It's like a giant, constantly evolving puzzle.
Exactly. So it's natural that there's going to be some complexity.
So where does this all leave us? I mean, on one hand, we have the potential for AI to, completely transform how we build websites.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, we have the reality of, working in the real world with all its messy code and deadlines. What's a developer to do?
Well, the developer in this story, they use this phrase that I think is really important. It depends. The impact of AI, it's going to be different for everyone, right? Freelancers, they've got a lot more freedom to experiment. They can try out new tools, new workflows, see what sticks. But if you're at a big organization with established ways of doing things, well, change happens a lot slower.
Makes sense. It's not a one-size-fits-all situation.
Exactly. But no matter what your situation is, I think that developers' advice about focusing on the fundamentals is spot on. AI tools. They might seem magical, but they're built on the same programming languages and concepts that we're already using.
It's like AI isn't replacing our jobs, it's changing how we do them.
Exactly. The better you understand the underlying principles, the better you'll be able to use AI effectively.
So instead of freaking out about AI replacing developers altogether, we should be sharpening our existing skills and learning how to use these new AI tools to be even better at what we do.
Exactly. Stay curious, experiment with different tools, and figure out what works best for you and your specific situation.
I love that. So even with all the challenges and unknowns, I keep coming back to that 80% figure. That developer got 80% of a landing page done in 90 minutes.
Right.
That's going to mean something.
It does. It really does.
It's a glimpse into a future where hopefully we can build amazing things even faster. And maybe, just maybe, we'll actually have time to enjoy a good night's sleep, right? But what do you think? We want to hear from you. How do you see AI impacting front-end development in your world? Share your thoughts, your experiences, your hopes, and even your fears. Let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, happy coding.